Well, the reason we're emphasizing green water is because it isn't normally taken into account. People don't realize that the water in what we scientists call the soil profile, which is the result of rainfall, is the most important water everywhere, but it's especially important in dry land areas where the farmers who understand their livelihoods and their farming have, in fact, for years been handling it very well. But they can, in many parts of the world, including in the dryland areas of Africa, they could in fact handle it even better than they have been, and we're trying to raise the profile of green water as a source of food, and therefore as a source of food security. The hydraulic mission has been everywhere significant. It started in the 19th century and then was still in place up to about 1980. That is the building of hydraulic works, dams, water distribution systems to help farmers irrigate. It was assumed that since adding this blue water, which engineers handle, to the green water which nature puts in place in a particular place, that will in fact increase production, which it does. But what we've found is that wherever we irrigate, wherever farmers irrigate and have been encouraged by the societies to do it, sometimes government investment in the infrastructures of irrigation, wherever we've done that, we've always run out of water, whether it's California, Texas, North Texas, the Indus Valley in Pakistan and India, in the Yellow River Valley of China, in the Murray-Darling Basin of Australia. Everywhere we have put in intensive irrigation works, we've always run out of water, and it's not just in the big basins but in the small places as well. Groundwater is particularly vulnerable, and so there are tragic hotspots in South Asia and India. So the hydraulic mission was something that needed to be reversed because it was investing in the wrong thing. At the same time, in Africa, where we are mainly focusing in this meeting, because that's where most of the dry lands that need help are, there are, because of previous, because of the normal situation in many of the African countries where they don't have enough money to invest, wisely or not, they are in fact, they do need to invest in irrigation, but they need to do it with care, because they must not follow the route which North America, Australia, and South Asia and China have followed. No, the contribution I'm trying to make to this and other meetings is that, having spotted that water and food security across the world are achieved by trading in food, because food is so water intensive. It takes 1,000 tons of water to grow a ton of wheat, 16,000 tons, that's cubic meters, to grow or raise a ton of beef. Massive. No other economic activities need water, need to consume water at that level. So since these supply chains are keeping the world at peace, because people are not running out of food and therefore they don't need to find water which they haven't got anyway, so there's all of that tension is reduced, so that's very important. But we also need to recognize that the food supply chains are all in the private sector. So if we want to access and understand expertise on handling the process of getting land and water, soil and water used by farmers to produce food in sufficient quantities to feed the people in their own countries, and in some cases feed the people in other countries, we need to understand those private sector supply chains, because that's where the expertise is.